All right, can we give it up for Center Street Grill one more time? Today's been a weird day for me. I went to my first wedding where I knew the couple was going to get a divorce. Like, that's what happened to me earlier today. I was like, this is how I knew. I ran to the bride about 2 months ago, and I was like, hey, you excited? You excited? You ready? Her response was, I guess. Like, there's a play I want to try out for that weekend. Do you think we can postpone it one weekend? I was like, no. I already RSVP. You are having the wedding or you're walking off at the aisle. There's no difference there. That'd be like if you'd come up to me and you're saying, hey, are you excited about getting married? And I go, I guess. But there's a 10-minute guest spot I'm supposed to do in Humboldt, Tennessee. I'd rather do that. By the way, if none of y'all are busy next weekend, I'm doing a 10-minute guest spot in Humboldt, Tennessee. So if any of y'all have free time. Where are my Pitino fans at? I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. You know, my thing with Pitino. My thing with Pitino, shit. Even the mic stand don't like him. Hey. Listen, that dude, he just needs to pack up, take his things, go to Washington, join the Trump administration. I don't think there's anything else he can do in that situation. No, think about it, right? A prostitute scandal, FBI probe. I mean, he could at least be a senator with that resume. Like, House of Representatives, probably. Of course, to me, the weird thing about the Pitino thing is that it wasn't John Calipari. So that's just my... That didn't get as many laughs. That didn't get as many laughs, I noticed. Look, I'm a UT fan, so...
Oh, no, get off!
You understand, right? Listen. As a UT fan, I believe God wanted Trump to win the election so that the rest of the country can know what it was like to have Butch Jones as a head coach. Are you kidding me? 41-0? Jesus, Tennessee, Georgia, that was just ruined my life today. Hey, I would 2 weeks ago I would have had a comeback, but today I can't say nothing. You gotta catch me after we play Indiana State, then I could just gotta smile and take it. I think my favorite football story from 2017 came like earlier this year. It was right after the Super Bowl. Some of y'all may have heard about it. This woman in Michigan is taking credit for the Patriots' comeback victory. Anybody hear about this? She gave birth at halftime, and when she decided to name her son after Tom Brady, the Patriots scored their first touchdown that led to their comeback. Here's the thing. She already had a son named after former Cleveland Browns quarterback Brady Quinn. Okay, you don't see how amazing that is. Okay, let me put this in Kardashian terms, all right? It would be like if you had a little brother and your parents named him after Kanye, but you were named after Ray J. Like, that's basically what happened in that situation. Some of y'all still aren't laughing. Okay, let me put this in R&B terms. It'd be like, ladies, if your parents, you had a little sister and they named her after Rihanna, but you were named after the fourth member of Destiny's Child, you know the one that got kicked out before Beyonce got famous? Like, that's essentially what happened in that situation. Crazy things. You know, people think, like football in the South is like a religion, but really, religion is like a religion in the South. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's interesting because if you think about people who are in the Bible, they didn't know they were living in biblical times. They were just living their lives, which kind of got me thinking, like, what would it be like if we were living someone's Bible right now? It'd be kind of interesting, like if Jesus, like I'm from Nashville, so I'm like, if Jesus were walking around Middle Tennessee at 30 years old, starting his ministry, I feel like he'd have a dope neck tag. Relax. Let's say neck tat, not throat tat. He's not a Philistine. He's an Israelite. And I think he would have a job where he's supposed to keep the neck tat covered, but he wouldn't do it. And he wouldn't get in trouble, not because he's Jesus, but just because he's that smooth. You know, and his co-workers would be trying to snitch on him and stuff like, hey, how come Jesus doesn't have to cover his tat, but I have to cover mine? But the supervisor would have Jesus' back, not because he's Jesus, but again, because he's that smooth. They'd be like, listen, Jesus' tat is classy. It says, in Dad we trust. And then it goes into a nice tribal sleeve like The Rock has. You have a 1998 barbed wire bicep tat like Pamela Anderson has. That's the difference. And you can't turn water into pumpkin spice latte. So get back to work, Judas. That's your problem. Just get back to work. Just so you know, in that joke, Jesus only works at Starbucks part-time. He's still a carpenter. He's still a carpenter there. So my joke is theologically sound is what I'm getting. You can teach that in Sunday school if you need to. That's my point with that joke. A lot of crazy stuff happening. Just to tell you the brief time I hung out with the Nazi. Happened about a year ago in Smyrna, Tennessee. Sitting in a bar. He comes down, he sits next to me, he starts talking. And just having a normal conversation. And then he turns his neck. And he has a swastika tattooed on his neck. And he's talking to me as if he doesn't have a swastika tattooed on his neck. And my thing is like, what is going on here? Like, you need to quote from Anne Frank's diary or something. Let me know we're on the same side, you know. You know, if he says his favorite basketball movie is American History X, I'm leaving. That's all I have to say. It was weird though. He was taking selfies with the bartender, and then he ends up leaving. And I asked the bartender, I said, "Hey, how do you know that guy?" She goes, "Oh, I just met him. He seemed pretty nice." I was like, "What about the swastika on his neck?" She pulls out her phone. She goes, "I didn't even notice." I'm like, "How do you not notice the giant white power symbol on his jugular? That was seems a little obvious." Now here's the thing, you know, just because he has a tat doesn't mean he's racist. I mean, he could have went through something at one point in his life and changed. But as a black man, I can't take that chance. Like ladies, it'd be like if your guy said he once sucked a dick. Like, you know, you can't do that. Like it means at some point he was talked into something, right? Like you sit at the bar. You're talking to him, he turns his head, he's got a giant dick tattooed on his neck. Is that probably not the thing you want to... I think every organization has that guy who's too into the organization. You know what I'm talking about? And like fraternities, sororities, and I imagine Nazis have that as well. Like that guy who's too racist, even for the rest of the Nazis. Like he tells a joke and they're like, whoa, 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 Hiram. Even we, like Prince, like calm down, too soon. Too soon. Of course, then there's that other guy on the other end who's not quite racist enough. You know what I mean? Like, he's a skinhead, but he's got a little too much hair showing. You know, they're just like, oh, who invited Chad to the rally? Oh, man. Jeez. I had sex the other day. Thank you. All right, I should, little background. Like, sex with me, ladies, is like Denzel's playbook and Remember the Titans. Remember, the new coach comes up to him, he's like, hey, we got some reverses, some end rounds, some trick plays to fire up the players' imaginations. Remember Denzel's response? He's like, Got 5 positions, 3 plays, run them like clockwork till we score. That's what I have. 5 positions, 3 moves, I run them like clockwork till I score. Like, that's just how I... So the other night, I'm having sex, the right time, flag on the play. She asked me to do something I didn't know what to do. She said, Nick, I want you to slap me. Now here's the thing, I've been using some football metaphors to describe sex, but I haven't quite mastered the domestic violence aspect of football. And like that's basically, so I didn't know how to slap her, so have you ever just pushed open a bathroom door? Like, that's what I was, you like it. Lose control. Did not end that well. Well, that night, neither one of us scored. So I am ashamed to say it, but I faked it. I faked an orgasm. And I think she could tell, because afterwards she was like, let me see that condom. And I never moved so fast. Like I ran to the bathroom, I did a spin move, threw it in the toilet and flushed it. I know you're not supposed to flush condoms down the toilet, but it wasn't a home game for me. I didn't want to leave any evidence. I didn't. That's just how it is with me, man. All right, y'all, I'm Nick Bush. That's my time. Appreciate it.